Welcome to the Bullring presented by Turn 1 High Performance Steering Products. Their website, look for this logo at turn1steering.com. I had the pleasure of calling some of the racing action this past weekend at the Cross Fairgrounds Speedway. The big season ender in the Upper Midwest called Oktoberfest Weekend. It's also the final race in the ASA Midwest Tour season. We're going to talk to the newly crowned champ, four-time champ now, Casey Johnson here on the Bullring. Since 2015, the Kulwicki Driver Development Program has signaled out certain drivers throughout the course of the season to race for the Kulwicki Cup. The Fab 5 Underbirds this year have been part of our Bullring coverage all year long. We're checking in with Georgia short tracker Seth Christensen on the program about what he's been doing this year and what's yet to come for that young driver. And this weekend, man, I can't say how excited I am to be part of the coverage on Track TV of the Winchester 400. Yep, it's Crown Jewel season. We have a two-time Winchester 400 champion winner with us on the program. We'll talk to Stephen Nasse in just a moment. We begin now with coverage of last year's Winchester 400. Now Cole Butcher took home the coveted Winchester rifle.
Oh, big crash in turn 1 and 2. Look out, Hind around, Bearden in there, Sutton, Garcia, Bushell in the 24, the 33 of Francis, and the 5 of Jonathan Nee.
Oh yeah, I've been telling people, you know, like every time I come to Winchester, it brings out every emotion inside my body. Anything emotionally people can have in their life, it comes out in me here because I've seen it all. I grew up here.
The best super late model racers from North America, including Canada, have assembled to determine who's going to win it. Off of turn 4. Crown Jewel season continues here. The Winchester 400 is underway. Roderick and Ruggiero lead us to the front stretch. Anthony Campy racing on the top side. Michael Hind racing with champion defending. Ty Majeski taking the lead away. Turn number 4 to the finish line. New leader, lap 45, Ty Majeski.
They're thinking that there is some fluid leaks possibly from one of these top two cars. So Majeski's come down. He gets a thumbs up. And now the 51 of Stephen Nasse is coming to pit road. So they have seen some fluid when he pulled away from where he was located on the racetrack.
We had a little oil leak and ended up being the rear end. So come in and got that tightened up. And I guess just run out of fluid a little bit too much and burn it up. So
Lake Row will bring out the officially the third caution. Every lead lap car has come to pit road. Charlie Crawl.
Yeah, down here in Cole Butcher's pit. Surprisingly, guys, they're going to the left side tires first down here for all three Wilson Motorsports teams, changing left side tires.
Somehow doesn't match up with Pinsino. They both go to the rear. We go back forward. Green flag flying into turn 1. Pinsino, the control car, has the lead early.
Oh, big crash in turn 1 and 2. Look out, Hind around, Bearden in there, Sutton, Garcia.
Let's take a look. This is the top 6 rolling into turn number 1.
Michelle got into the 69 of Hind.
Send him for a ride. There's a long tag into turn 1. Just couldn't stay off of Hind's car, and Hind went around. The control car on the outside is Pinsino, and Majeski decided down the front stretch this time.
As that stage flag waves, takes the $1,000 bonus for stage 1 win.
Coming back to the green to restart this race on lap 154. Ty Majeski, the control car, to his inside for the first time. It's Cole Butcher to the inside.
Butcher lead for the first time today. Cole Butcher, the Canadian out front. Majeski says, not so fast, I want it back. The 26 of Roderick, I think he has a right front.
Yeah, guys, here comes Casey Roderick, flat right front tire. Timing could not have been worse right here towards the end of this 75-lap green flag run.
And Ty Majeski's pit right now, and got a plug wire in hand with some zip ties.
Yeah, guys, hood is up, and they are checking every one of those plug wires. They've got a thermometer to diagnose which one of those cylinders isn't hitting, trying to diagnose what could be a cylinder not firing.
Up the banking, gaining speed. Majeski on the outside, a good restart here. We'll lead him in the outside lane into turn 1. Ruggiero trying to clear Majeski to take the lead out right down the backstretch, and he does so.
End of stage number 2 for the ASA Stars National Tour event at Winchester Speedway. $1,000 going to that young man right there, Gio Ruggiero.
Yeah, Adam, Ty Majeski bringing the 91 back down pit road. They are going right back under the hood, checking all of the cylinders. Again, still just not able to find which one of those cylinders isn't hitting.
Back to green flag on lap 307, the Winchester 400. Ruggiero takes him into turn 1. Cole Butcher takes the lead on Gio Ruggiero, who's way off the pace suddenly. Ruggiero off the pace from the lead at Winchester.
Big issues for Ruggiero, something in the drivetrain, and yes, there it goes.
Back in the series after a 2-race break and underway, Butcher leads him into turn 1.
I think Majeski's just as quick again. Once they get up and running, he stays with him. In fact, might close the gap. It's going to take just one mistake. And remember, a year ago, Cole Butcher late in the race made one or two mistakes that he normally doesn't make. 19 laps remain in the 53rd running of the Winchester 400. Cole Butcher, Ty Majeski battling for the lead in the late going.
Off of turn number 4. Butcher wins the 53rd running of the Winchester 400.
It would have been better if my wife and my baby boy were here, but this is awesome. Can't thank Wilson Motorsports enough for it was a rough weekend, to be honest, and know I've given 2 of these away, so this feels good.
And we're joined by a driver who's won the Winchester rifle 2 times now, Stephen Nasse. Welcome to Winchester 400 race weekend, and thanks for joining us here on the Bullring. What's your mindset right now going into the big race?
I mean, this is definitely one of my favorite times of the year besides the snowball. Winchester feels like home to me with all the fans and the people that work the facility, so I'm just really looking forward to getting up there.
2011 was your first one. Now it's 15 straight since. My goodness. When it comes to this weekend, though, there's more to it, isn't there? There's camping, there's other racing. You've double dipped before when it comes to prolates and supers at Winchester. What is the uniqueness for this racetrack and you that meshes so well with successes you've had there?
I think just big high banks and fast stuff I've always gotten along with in my career. It doesn't take much brains. It's actually kind of the opposite. You got to not think. So I do pretty well. Between that and Bristol, I've always been strong on the big high bank tracks.
We just saw last year's highlights, and for a long time, you've been in the top 5. 7 straight top 5 finishes. Unfortunately, rear end issues last fall knocked you out early. But when it comes to performance, what goes into making your car fast for 400 laps on those high banks? What do you have to do to your race car?
There's just a lot of fine tuning that needs to be done. We don't really get a lot of practice time when we go to Winchester. We only get the Saturday for practice, and then we got to qualify that afternoon. So it's also nice to take both race cars, and then you can get a feel for it in your pro car and kind of translate some of that over to your super car. So we'll have both cars, and just some fine tuning adjustments, and there'll be some heavy hitters there this year. So I look forward to going out there and hopefully reclaiming my throne.
Yes, I'd like to hear that all day. As far as pro late model racing goes on, back in 2019, Winchester had a Labor Day weekend, kind of a tune-up for the Winchester 400. You won the pro late model race, and you won the super 100 lapper, and then you came back and won the Winchester 400. Yeah. Have you been in the pro late or the super this year at tracks that you're like, okay, this I can use at Winchester come this weekend?
There's nothing really that compares to Winchester, and that's what makes it so hard and difficult. It's about if the car can make it through the 400 laps, and then, obviously in the pro case, it's 100 laps, but it's just a very grueling racetrack, and it takes a lot on your equipment. So that's about 90% of the job is just making sure your equipment can make it through.
I'm going to divide up the heavy hitters. You're among them, by the way. When you are in this race, you are a factor. You always have been in the time I've been watching this race in person or on a stream. We've got a guy named Cole Butcher. He won this race last year. He's had a great season this year, and he gave one away, he said, the year before. So you know how that feels about knowing those small things can magnify when it comes to 400 laps, brushing the Tretow wall. They're getting run up there on a late restart as you did in 2021. I'm thinking back to several memories. Cole Butcher's season, pretty strong. Is that the guy you might gauge off of early here when it comes to practice time on Saturday?
No, I really just don't focus on anybody else. I focus on myself. I feel like I've really had the car to beat there, whether it's been the last 7 years or so. It all comes down to it's 400 laps, and it doesn't matter if you're the best race car or you're the best driver, your car's got to make it. And I feel like that's kind of hindered me from winning a few of them. So, no, I'm not going to be paying attention to anybody else but me, myself, and, my Anthony Campy Racing 51 unit. And we should get it rocked and ready to go.
So Anthony Campy Racing, you work with them on a regular basis now. You'll be a team car to Carson Brown, or are you actually sharing resources? How's that all going to play out on Sunday?
Yeah, no, I'll be a team car to Carson. Anthony will be working with him as the crew chief, and then I'll have the crew chief from my team, Chris Cater. He'll be crew chief in my stuff with Anthony's car. So him and Anthony will be working together hand in hand, and yeah, it should be a good, smooth weekend.
I recall back at Madison International Speedway, the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour win for Carson Brown came. He was your teammate. It was a hot day. He ended up winning that race that night at Madison International Speedway, a big high bank half mile in Wisconsin. What's it like dealing and working with a teammate? Because I know it's sometimes you have one, sometimes you don't, and the majority of your successes have come with hard-nosed, let's get this done with your dad and go racing?
Yeah, I mean, again, with the teammate thing, I feel like when it comes to race weekend, the practices, qualifying, the race, I just stick to myself. I bring my friends with me, and it's nothing against Carson. I love him and his family. They're great to talk to. But I think he'll even say, when it comes down to our practice day and race day and preparation, even though we are on the same team, we're doing our own thing. And we're both focused on trying to win that race.
I'm going to circle back to when you said heavy hitters are showing up. Probably the best car count we've had in 5, 6, 7 years. We also know that Jake Garcia has been in the last 5 of these, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series star, going after the rifle. We also know Ty Majeski's racing, and just, I think, his 3rd Winchester 400 with Michael Hines equipment. So there are some big dogs coming to play that have some NASCAR influences, and I'm thinking that's going to be probably ratcheting things up for the excitement for the fans. What does it do for you knowing they're coming?
Yeah, I mean, and then you got, Matt Craig. I'm excited to see how he gets around Winchester. He's never been there, and we're really close with the Craigs and their whole family. So, I'm looking forward to getting out there and maybe doing a little bumping and grinding. And it's a fast place. It should be a very exciting race. And as you said, this would be the best competition that the race has had in a few years. I would have really liked it if Bubba could have been there too, because I was looking forward to that one. But, he'll be out on this one. But, there'll be a lot of good cars there.
Yeah, I understand he's still recovering from his hand injury he suffered in September at a Stars race at Toledo Speedway. Did run the Blizzard races. I want to go there now, but Southern Super Series and the planning and the mindset of racing against Bubba a lot again this year and years past. You guys are raising that bar once again. Those ships are right with you. You're all on that same surface level at the top. When it comes to racing the Southern Super Series and the Blizzard Series, this season's been pretty decent to you. Sitting 6th in points, I think, in the Southern Super Series, and wrapped up the Blizzard races and get your mindset for the Snowball Derby. And seems like everything seemed to be close to where you want to be. Am I making that up, or are you guys feeling the same thing?
Well, I mean, you're making me feel good about myself, but I feel like I've been. It's been a tough year. We haven't really secured a good win yet, and I'm hoping we can change that this coming weekend in Winchester. Snowball Derby preparation is tough. You never know what it's going to be like. Now we're on a different tire. I'm really looking forward to it. I look forward to the Derby every year. I just got to cross this one off my list first. First and foremost is Winchester, and that's what I'm focused on.
Yeah, you're invited to a tire test. Speaking of tires, Who's Your Tire? ASA, the series that went after it and said, let's get some guys, 6 or 7 teams, invite them to a tire test. That's what they decided. The 45s on the left and the ST3 stars on the right. When it comes to Winchester, you had input in that. How big of a deal is that when it comes to having just 3 sets laying over 400 grilling laps there?
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I think that the right sides will hold up fine. We haven't really been able to test the left sides in a race situation just yet, but I think it'll be a good test for that tire, and maybe it'll tell us a little bit for the Snowball. It's all kind of, research and development type deal with these tires and what we're doing right now. I do feel like that was the best compound to go with. So hopefully I'm not eating my words after the weekend.
Well, the neat thing is, I think, as you mentioned, Stephen, you will be one of the guys to watch whenever your car rolls, whenever your car is not rolling. I know what you're going to be doing. You'll be watching what everybody else is doing, maybe in a certain corner, or just look at your car and say, okay, we need to change this one thing because they're doing this better in turn 1. All of that 15 years of compilation comes together. You're a young guy. You've been doing this half your life, my man. 15 years ago, you're making your first start in this deal. It's got to be fun knowing you're at the top of the game for a long, long time, and the fans are expecting big things out of you this weekend again, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, and I mean that puts a little bit more on you, but at the same time, I just, I feel at home when I'm at Winchester Speedway. When you come to Winchester, and if you're a fan in attendance just coming into the grandstands, you can really tell who their favorite is around there, and I love that. I'm all the way from Florida, so nowhere near local to them, but we've built a relationship over these last 15 years that I really enjoy, and I'm looking forward to getting back up there and having a good time with everybody.
You're in your motorhome. What are you packing this weekend? What should we give the people a mandatory list of things to have in their motorhome or their camper when they roll in to the huge campsites at Winchester this weekend?
Lots of alcohol, and some firewood. It should get pretty cold at night. And other than that, a little bit of food and you'll be all right.
Oh, man. And as you mentioned, rekindling friendships, no question. You've got a great following, a lot of friends to help you as well at Winchester this weekend. What else is on your schedule as we got you here on the Bullring for just a few minutes here? What else is on the docket for 2025, Stephen?
Well, I got Cordele coming up. Cordele is a couple weeks here after Winchester, and then, we're just getting back into the big race season. It feels really good to be at this time of the year. I'll have the Governor's Cup, Nashville, the Bigley Memorial at the Freedom Factory. So there's still quite a few races to check off, and I'm still looking for that big win. So we got a few more chances.
We've already won the Florida Governors Cup. It's actually on November 15th, so that's the Southern Super Series finale. I'm guessing you'll be tuned up for that one a couple weeks after the All-American 400, or maybe the week after, I should say. But think about that. There's a lot of racing left to do. Are you building new cars, using the same one? You got a spare you're getting together just in case? What's the status there?
Well, we brought a brand new car to Pensacola for the last Blizzard race, and then luckily, Finch let me borrow his car, which, huge thank you to Jake and James Finch. They really saved me there, but it's tough when you bring a new car to the racetrack and you don't really know what's going to happen. And we had an oil issue that we just couldn't figure out. We got back to the shop and found the problem, but at the racetrack, it just makes it really hard. So we do have a brand new car, and it is fast, but we just got to get the little bugs worked out. So we're prepared and we're ready to go. My team's ready, I'm ready, my family's ready, so we're ready to rock.
I'm getting excited just knowing that you're that ready, Stephen. I'm looking forward to seeing you winning that third Winchester rifle this Sunday. Thanks for your time today on the Bullring.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Stephen Nasse and the rest of the stars of the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour rolling in with a huge entry list this coming Sunday. You can watch it all on Track TV. It comes your way this Sunday, October 12th, the Winchester 400 on Sunday afternoon. The Bullring is presented by Turn 1 High Performance Power Steering Products. With over 40 years of racing knowledge in NASCAR, for your Corvette, street car, or super late model, check out their superior steering products with the best components and the best industry upgrades, all with a proven track record and attention to detail. Visit turn1steering.com.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
We're the leader in race fuels. We've been doing this since in the 60s. We use our distillation tower, which is unique. No other race fuel companies do that in the world. We also test every single batch that goes out the door on over 15 different parameters that ensure the tune-up will be identical.
That consistency in the marketplace that makes us a premium brand.
Make the same stuff every time. We're pretty darn close to perfect.
Welcome back to the Bullring, a short track racing podcast. Here's the highlights of last Sunday's Oktoberfest 200, the season finale for the ASA Midwest Tour.
Jeff Storm, Ty Fredrickson, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Through turns 3 and 4, the pace picks up, looking for the green flag, and we're racing at Oktoberfest. Fredrickson, like he shot out of a cannon, off the top. Turn number 2, stretches it out, 2 car lengths over Stormy. Ty Fredrickson, the 16-year-old, will lead. lap number 1.
And we're under caution, fellas.
Brazen Bennett off of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway brings that number 9 to a rest up against the red and white backstretch wall. Brazen puts us under caution for the...
Into turn 3, we pick it back up here. 50 laps in, 51 complete this time by. Back underway at Oktoberfest, but it's going to be Fredrickson at the point. Majeski in tow on the outside. Morrissey on the inside with a great surge down the backstretch will take the lead.
Ty led the first 51 circuits before Morrissey took the point in lap 52.
Oh, advantage in the chess game to Morrissey. He gave him the inside. You know why? There's a couple of cars ahead. Morrissey's going to try to do his best to pin Fredrickson between and underneath them, but it won't happen. Fredrickson's too strong, too good in the MFR Toyota. Here comes Ty Fredrickson back with the point.
Needs to stay. Oh, and there's our caution.
Bryce Miller comes to the pit road not knowing the caution's coming about. Miller comes to the pit road with an issue.
Hits her open. Here they come.
And everybody's coming. Here we go. Rolling through, up to speed. We're back underway at the Oktoberfest 200. Morrissey on the outside. Fredrickson, a little bit of slip. Gives the lead outright to the black 39.
Morrissey saw an opportunity and he pounced to the lead over Fredrickson. And here comes Casey Johnson on the outside, but Ty Majeski nuzzles up on the inside of that 91 machine. They go side by behind them. Casey, oh, turn 3, Ty Fredrickson hard into the outside concrete. Oh my!
Something must have broken on the right front suspension of Fredrickson's Toyota. It shot up to the wall, climbed the wall, and that car now has rumbled and crumbled to the infield grass. Down the backstretch, everything looks fine. He's running third, closing on the leaders. And watch right here what happens with the car. Shoots up the track. Boom! Into the outside wall.
And then somebody came down right in front of traffic, and nobody made further contact with him.
Majeski's racing in that one. Wants to bag this one. On the outside. Control car on the inside is Morrissey. Man, they're at the gas pedal this time. Morrissey higher than he was last time.
Majeski got just a tick of a jump at the finish line. Majeski able to forge ahead up the back straightaway. A better restart. Better following lap for Majeski. They're still side by side for the top spot. Oh, Morrissey sideways. Majeski takes the lead and becomes the third race leader.
Instinctually, Ty Majeski went high to stay away and off of Morrissey's car there. And Majeski's got a half a lap to prove he belongs on that short list of all-time greats at Oktoberfest.
Ty Majeski off of corner number 4. He will win it. Oktoberfest 200. Put win number 5 for Majeski into the books.
And there's the champ. Casey Johnson celebrating his 4th championship here in the ASA Midwest Tour. And we're now joined by the gentleman who finished 3rd in the Oktoberfest 200 on Sunday. Good enough to wrap up his 4th Midwest Tour championship. Take 3. I don't know what's going on. Take 3. 3, 2, 1. And we're now joined by the driver who finished 3rd on Sunday to lock up his 4th ASA Midwest Tour championship. Casey Johnson, congrats and welcome to the Bullring.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
When it comes to racing at Oktoberfest, people may not be aware that Sunday is the big race day, but it begins well before that. Wednesday was a full practice day. I was there to watch you, and you were fast then. Thursday night, you went racing and won a trophy already Thursday night. Talk us through your weekend.
Yeah, like you say, it's a weekend of endurance. Like you say, Wednesday we unloaded 2 cars just to make sure they're both kind of, ready to roll. They were both fast. Thursday we were able to pick up a win. Friday we finished well in all 3 segments and ended up finishing 3rd overall in that. And then cap it off, we had the big race on Sunday, the 200 lapper, where we were able to finish 3rd and cap off with our championship.
4 championships now in the series, and for those who are watching on Track TV, you can watch all the races all season long. Actually, back to 2021 when you won your first Oktoberfest 200 race amidst your championships. Thinking of all that time and progress, you've raced at Oktoberfest to win the championship. You've also raced and won the championship, the race itself in 2021. A year you did not race to the championship. So take us through that dynamic of racing for enough points and, like in 2021, racing just for the victory.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely two different scenarios. So when I could play that out just as easy because on Sunday I had to really think about it. So we were running third, and I had a really good car, and it's like, do you press the issue, go try and get that trophy, or I mean, Gabe was having some issues getting through the field, and we were pretty secure in our points. So it was one of those things where you just kind of ride around and in third and lock it up. But I mean, it's definitely much more fun to be on the other end, when you can show up there and just try to win that 200 lapper, no holds bar, just gloves off, go racing, kind of like Andrew and Ty were doing. I mean, those boys were having fun and getting after it, but I had a little bigger fish to fry, I think.
Bigger picture as well. The beginning of the year began with a great start to the season, 3 wins and 2 second-place finishes that kind of made you think, okay, what's my schedule going to be? Because I think I'm going to race for this championship. You had 2 setbacks, and now you finish the season on 2 third-place finishes. It's a very short way to say there's a lot of work that went into this. How much time and effort did you put in that you maybe didn't plan for at the beginning of the season, knowing everything else you have going on?
Honestly, a ton, but for the most part, my dad, he's the one that really picked up the slack for me. Him and Dan Chesmore, those 2 guys, they both retired, and they're both up at my shop, almost like it's a full-time job, I swear. But without those 2, and they're the 2 I owe this Midwest Tour Championship to, because they put in just a unbelievable amount of time, with extra preparation, making sure everything was right, and they really picked up the slack for me and made it so I could run for it.
A flat 5/8 mile and 85 degrees in October had some challenging issues to it, I think, for a lot of us watching, going, how are they going to keep the grip on those cars? They only get to change 2 tires over 200 laps on this grueling race, and the grueling pace that it was. But I saw something Wednesday. You might have already known it too. When you rolled out either car, you were good on the outside in turns 3 and 4. That's what shaded first in the race day. But when it came to performing, man, that car had speed every which way. How much time went into each car with your dad and Dan Chesmore and you overseeing stuff? Was it weeks in advance planning, or did you really get down to brass tacks this week and really worked long hours at the track as well?
It was a little bit of both. So we actually had a real successful run down at Hawkeye Downs, which is another 5/8 mile, relatively flat. And we kind of stumbled on some things there that we had never tried at lacrosse. So we kind of incorporated that into our program for Fest weekend, and it really livened up both cars. So when we unloaded on Wednesday with speed, that's half the battle. If you're still finding speed on Wednesday, it makes for a long week, but we unloaded with speed. And so we were able to try a few little things here and there to get more balance out of the car. And like I said, it set us off on the right foot Wednesday, having good cars right out of the gate.
I feel I'm spoiled because I'm here in the Upper Midwest, living through this, watching a bunch of Midwest Tour races, calling some on track TV, calling the ASA Stars national races. But the affinity I have for what you guys are able to do in your team, it goes down to where it's Ty Majeski or Casey Johnson or Gabe Summers racing and winning championships here in this series the last 10 years or so. Ty's won his 5th Oktoberfest race. You've won some big races as well. You won another Joe Shear race this year. You won the Howie Little Classic. And you mentioned Hawkeye Downs. You have never been there, and you won there. I mean, there's some pretty cool highlights to take away from 2025 for you, aren't they?
Oh, honestly, it's got to be one of my most memorable seasons. We, like you said, we weren't really sure we were going to run all these races, so to show up to them and run as well as we have, I mean, I'm super proud of my team, super proud of the performance, and just really happy where our programs are, like not only with my car myself, but all our customer cars. I mean, everything seems to be winning races, and that just makes me proud, as for what we've been doing.
Casey, you mentioned customer cars. I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty impressed by what you've been able to do. Not only work with race teams as a consultant or as a crew chief for a late model program, but there's a kid that I've been keeping my eye on, Jaden Johnson, racing Legends cars, went to you and said, hey, I want to race a late model. And you said, okay, I'll put something together for you. And you helped him a lot. Helped him to the point where he won the championship at Slinger Speedway in a late model in his first year trying it, Rookie of the Year and champion. That's one highlight, I'd say. Congratulations on the efforts there for a young man learning his way and picking the right guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with Jaden and his family. I mean, that kid, a lot of talent, and I mean, just an all-around good kid. I mean, he listens to everything I have to say. He works hard. Just everything you'd like to see out of a young driver. He really doesn't have any bad habits yet. And yeah, like I say, it's just been awesome to see what he's been able to do. And I think there's going to be a lot more things out of him in the future. We're moving up. We're going to try some pro late model racing. I'm actually going to take him down to Nashville here in a couple weeks. So.
Ooh, looking forward to that. The All-American 400 weekend just got a little more spicy because I know you've raced that twice. as a driver? Are you guys going to load that stuff and bring to your Super Late as well and show off the Midwest Tour prowess on Sunday?
It was talked about, but we're gonna do the Florida trips. I think instead. I think we're gonna venture down, probably run the Big League Memorial Race, and then hopefully swing up and run the Snowball Derby.
That's exciting. It's exciting to know that you guys are there. I know I was there when you were there for the Snowball. It didn't go perfect, but man, it was really good to see how good you guys can be and kind of gauge yourself against the guys nationally. But that happens quite a bit in the Midwest Tour. I got to tell you that when there's drivers that want to come race with the Midwest Tour, they know they've got some competition, and it's got to be pretty pride-filled for you knowing that your car has been superior at times. I want to go back to one more point before we turn you loose. Everything that's going on, your 3 girls, what sports are they into this time of year?
Well, honestly, it seems like softball season never ends around here anymore. So Kenzie, she just signed up for a new traveling softball team. So we got a tournament up north this weekend we're going to, and then basketball starts here in a couple of weeks for her as well. And then my middle daughter, Paisley, she's got archery coming up here in about a month. So we got some activities.
The neat thing about it is they were there with you at Oktoberfest. I know it was special when you came back to kind of full-time racing as a driver. They got to share those moments with you. A lot of great moments we get to see here on Track TV, and a lot of great things that happen to be right for Casey Johnson. Well-earned another championship this year. Thanks for your time in the Bullring, Casey. We'll let you get back to your family this evening and hope to see you at Nashville all weekend long. A lot of great coverage on Race America and Track TV coming up November 7, 8, and 9. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, absolutely, and thanks for having me.
You bet. Casey Johnson, 4-time ASA Midwest Tour champion, wrapped it up on Sunday at the Cross Fairgrounds Speedway. You can watch that race on demand anytime you want on Track TV. Casey Johnson, the champ once again, and we congratulate the top 5 in ASA Midwest Tour final point standings in 2025 on their solid seasons. It's now time on the Bullring to go around the horn, highlighting race winners and champions from across America. There's much more to come on the Bullring.
54th Annual Winchester 400, presented by Vors Welding and Steel, is back at Winchester Speedway, October 10th to 12th. It all begins Friday the 10th. JXCRA All-Star Tour, presented by Chevrolet Performance, the Vors Compact Touring Series, and Thunder Roadsters. Then on Saturday, it's the Vors Welding CRA Late Model Sportsman, CRA Street Stocks, and the Midwest Modifieds Tour. And Sunday, it's the 54th running of the Winchester 400, featuring the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour. For tickets and more info, visit winchester-speedway.com.
Legacies aren't built overnight. They're built 1 second at a time. Never taking a lap off, and always pushing the limits. K1, helping you build your legacy from the beginning.
This corner isn't just a car lot, it's where stories begin. First jobs, first road trips, creating memories and starting new chapters. For the dreamers, the doers, the ones building something of their own, we've got you too. Because at Car Corner, it's not just about getting a car, it's about where that car will take you.
Looking to start a new career path in motorsports or searching for something new in your racing journey? Racer Jobs is your destination for providing the most current job openings from top racing teams, manufacturers, sanctioning bodies, and suppliers. Whether you're a budding race engineer, a seasoned mechanic, or a marketing ace, we consistently refresh our listings with new roles that could meet your ambitions. Looking for a great candidate as an employer? Then tap into our Racer Jobs audience and database to find that perfect candidate. Go to racerjobs.com today.
Why not give your grill the deep clean it deserves? The CitruSafe Grill Cleaner Complete Bucket Kit has everything you need to get your grill spotless, inside and out. Powered by natural citrus, CitruSafe cuts through the toughest grease and grime safely and easily. No harsh chemicals, no hassle. Recipes taste better on a clean grill.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Turn 1 High Performance Steering Products. Here's a look at the Kulwicki Driver Development Program Fab 5 Underbirds and where they're racing. We now welcome in one of the Fab 5 Underbirds for 2025, Seth Christensen. Seth, welcome to the Bullring. How's it going tonight?
I'm doing great, Mr. Jim. How are you?
You can just call me Jim. That's fine. Great to see your progress, man. I first saw you maybe 2 years ago running a Pro Late, and at that time I think you were working with Ricky Turner, and you were hanging out with guys like Jake Garcia and Chase Elliott on that same team, same program. Take us through the progression the last couple of years to get you to second in points this year in the Pro Late models at Five Flag Speedway.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been an awesome couple of years just getting to race with Ricky and now with Mr. Alex Roberts at the Jason Motorsports camp. But past couple of years have been pretty cool to say the least. Getting to work with Chase and Jake and Ricky Turner, but for the past couple of years running for the freight racing guys. But now having a chance to have a really competitive season at Pensacola with the JC Motorsports group has been pretty cool to say the least. You know, just getting to work with Alex and learn some of the things that he does on these cars to make them fast, and I feel like our connection has been pretty good as well.
It all plays where you are one of the Fab 5 Underbirds, so you're one of the 5 drivers going for the Kulwicki Cup this year. As the season progresses, we're keeping an eye on it. We've been keeping an eye on you all season long. When did it come to mind that you want to be part of this program? Because I know it was a process to get nominated, much less one of the finalist positions this year.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a process, to say the least. You know, we've been paying attention a little bit, my family. You know, we're pretty good friends with the Haskins family, so to watch Mr. Cody Haskins do as well as he did the past a couple years ago, and you know, might as well give it a shot. You know, another Georgia boy going at it is never a bad thing. So I really feel like we could do some good to this with this program and learn from all the different people. You know, Mr. Casey and Ryan and have been a huge help to my development as a person off the track as well. So just to learn from those guys and meet so many cool people along the way is just super special.
This program is named in honor of Alan Kulwicki, who won the 1992 NASCAR Cup Championship, but he also was a short track racer at heart. I watched his first laps in a dirt late model. I watched him race and win races at Slinger Speedway, Kaukauna, and then on to ASA and on forward to where he chased his dream and became a Cup champion. And some of his team members from 1992 are still part of the Kulwicki Driver Development Program. You're tied in with Paul Andrews and Danny Cameron and Ryan Zeck, who was a scholarship winner at UNC Charlotte, are all part of this very, very rewarding program. What are some of the rewards you've gotten out of this, knowing that your profile's elevated, your social's there, you're doing things outside of the race car, representing the legacy of Alan Kulwicki? What's been some rewarding moments for you this year, Seth?
I think one of the coolest things that I've gotten to do is talk to Paul Andrews and Mark Garrow with PRN and Cal Lawson. You know, he's my mentor for this year. And just to get some advice from those guys and talk race car with Paul Andrews and go and sit up in the booth at Bristol with Mark Garrow at the PRN booth there. You know, those are just some of the cool moments that we have in this Kulwicki Driver Development Program. You know, but there's so much more to come. It's only October, and you know, this season's coming to an end, but I definitely feel like there's a lot more on the table to learn.
Kind of a final push, but I also saw back on September 27th, you also did the pulled out the wild card, new to the program this year, where you earn double points on a given race night. There's points on the track and off the track, but finishing third that night, getting in a good position. It's all about things beyond the race car at certain times. What are some of the things you're doing off the racetrack that accrue points as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I grew up with a peanut allergy, and getting to work with some of the fair groups to, you know, further give awareness to this allergy stuff has been really cool. But we're also going to work with a cancer organization later in this October month. We're going to give away a Hooters hood to raise money for the cancer awareness stuff. And, you know, that's going to be super cool to help those in need and to be part of it as well.
You went full-on Kulwicki retro throwback paint scheme on your race car recently. That's the hood, I'm guessing, from that race car. That was one of Alan's championship sponsors. What's been the reaction when you're at the racetrack and you see guys that watched Alan race or want to know more about the legacy of Alan Kulwicki because they only saw him in magazines or on ESPN re-airs kind of thing way from back in the day?
I think the best part was meeting all the fans and hearing all the stories from them. I had somebody who had one of his old championship hats. So it was super cool that he had me sign it during the autograph session. But, you know, just seeing so many of those fans and getting to hear how awesome the car was over and over and over again was just super cool. And, I'm really thankful for the JC Motorsports guys for putting that together and for allowing us to do that to the car and to honor Alan and all that good stuff. And, Ronnie Childers come up to me and wanted to make sure that he told me that was a really good looking car. And I feel like that was one of the coolest parts too, just getting the recognition from all the NASCAR guys and that stuff too. But it's got to be the best part is just the fan reactions, getting the third best paint scheme from that weekend was really, really cool from the voting standpoint. But, I'm always gonna think that we have the best car no matter what. So, that throwback weekend was really cool. I've never been to Hickory. We went there and ran pretty decent. I think we finished 6th that race. So, with running over the course of what felt like forever was pretty cool. But it was also cool to represent Alan and do the best that we could there.
Seth, when it comes to racing like that, it was one of your 4 starts in the Cars Pro Late Model Tour outside of what you would call your regular gig at Pensacola, racing for the track championship. In terms of that, how much work goes into that? How many different cars, how much preparation goes into racing a Cars Pro Late Model race, say perhaps versus a Super Late Model race, which you still do on occasion, to the Pro Late Model that you're doing so well this year?
There's so many different levels to how you prepare for these events. So, the Cars Tour is arguably the most competitive series in the nation right now. So, you're going to have to go there with everything that you've got. Any ideas that you want to try, you're going to want to bring them just in case. So, to go there with Alex, who's really very creative in what he wants to do with these Hamke race cars is super cool, but it's also cool to see some of the old tricks that he's got as well. So, just going to the Cars Tour stuff is always pretty difficult, but, I feel like we always have a good chance. But as far as the super late model side, we'll go race the World Crown later on the 26th of October. So I'm super excited for that. I ran the World Crown last year, and I feel like we did pretty good. But we're looking to build off of that and hopefully have an even better run time better time this year round.
Yeah, great run. Finished right behind Nasse, right ahead of Bubba Pollard in that signature race, which is coming back October 25th. It's a non-points race for the Southern Super Series, but more importantly, you get a chance to race a 300 lapper at a cool racetrack like Cordele Motor Speedway in your home state. I mean, that's pretty significant, knowing how long history that is. I think dating back to like 1983 or something like that. The World Crown has had an existence in Morristoff and now recently here in Georgia. So it's kind of cool you get to do that. Is that the same team you're working with, or is it going to be a different team?
Yes, sir. That'll be with the JC Motorsports guys. They've been all in on my racing and growing their program as well, and I'm just super thankful that they chose me to be a part of this program. So we're going to go there. It'll be our first super late model start with the JC Motorsports guys. It'll be my second super late model start as a career standpoint, but I've got pretty high expectations. We've gone there and tested a couple times, and I feel like we're going to have a good starting spot.
You got a chance to race also some Show Me the Money Pro Late Model races. They race exclusively at Montgomery. I'm thinking that you're going back there soon. How much does that help you prepare, knowing that it wasn't really a points chase you were doing, just kind of getting that car fine-tuned and chasing the cash in that series?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go there with Emma Britt Motorsports number 38 this coming weekend. So super excited to go with Kurt and everybody that helps on that car. Just super thankful again to have the opportunity to go race. Emma and Kurt and the entire Britt family have been pretty close to me for the past couple of years. And again, I'm just really thankful to have the opportunity to go race with them and the JC Motorsports guys at the Crown and hopefully the Derby this coming December.
You beat me to it. I was going to ask you about upcoming events. World Crown is coming up. We also know that the Southern Super Series is racing November 15th in their finale, the Florida Governor's Cup. They may not fit in your schedule, but yeah, Snowball is certainly on the schedule. Snowflake was on your schedule. What's it been like now that you've been through one of those big weekends?
Oh man, the Snowflake last year was really cool. It was definitely a learning experience the first time by. I've never been in an event that big before. So just to go and run as well as we did last year, I believe we finished third. So we have a really good starting spot, but we're going to go there with the Super this time around. We'll have someone else driving the Pro car later this year, but to go there with the Super, it'll be my first time at Pensacola in a super late model. So I feel like I have a good understanding what the track's like, but again, it's a whole different group of guys. So those guys are going to be super competitive, and hopefully we can put it to them.
And that's the track you raced all year long in a Pro Late model, so it's going to be a big difference going back there with a super late model. When it comes to your program, who travels with you? How do you roll? Do you roll in a pickup truck? Do you get a van full of friends? What's the setup when Seth goes racing this year?
Well, it depends on what my schedule is like. I have a full-time job as well as doing the Kulwicki Driver Development Program, and then going and racing on the weekends with these guys. So sometimes I drive myself to Cordele or go to North Carolina or wherever out of state, or sometimes I'll drive with the guys with the pickup truck and the gooseneck trailer. So it's always super fun with these guys. You never know what to expect with Alex, and just super happy that I landed with a great group of people, and hopefully we can build off of our great year and finish out strong.
Seth, what are some upcoming events we may see you at off the racetrack in support of winning the Kulwicki Cup this year? I know there's a few things that I want to highlight or give you the opportunity to promote that you're doing.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to work with the fair organization a little bit here on October, going towards Halloween, raising awareness for those with food allergies, and just keeping it safe with the treats and everything. So we're going to push for some more of that stuff with the Kulwicki Driver Development Program, and also we're working towards getting with another cancer organization for our last segment here. We're trying to raise money for auctioning off our Hooters hood that we used at Anderson and Hickory. So hopefully we can raise a good amount of money to go towards those two charitable organizations and finish out this year strong.
It's going to be great to follow your progress the end of this year, the final quarter, as you say, racing for the Kulwicki Cup this year. A lot of great racing ahead, and I look forward to seeing you at a Bullring real soon. I'm guessing you'll check every phone call saying, yes, I'm available to run that. I want to do this. And it sounds like it's really working out well for you, racing with some great organizations. Seth, thanks for your time here in the Bullring tonight. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate it, as always.
There's a lot of great racing headed your way on Racing America and Track TV this weekend. Racing America's got you covered for all the great racing action in the CRA divisions, racing at Winchester Speedway. And on Sunday, Track TV's the home of the coverage of the Winchester 400. Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, they're ramping up their racing championships for the weekly racing. That's on Racing America, as you always have seen here on Racing America. Great action at the fairgrounds culminates on Sunday's coverage on Track TV of the All-American 400 for the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour. A look ahead to upcoming events on Track TV and Racing America is still on the way. This is the Bullring, presented by Turn 1 High Performance Steering Products.
Better than a bootlegger. Way better than a bootlegger. It's pretty good. Very blueberry. Highly recommend this to anybody out there. It's pretty good. 10 out of 10 right there.
I think it's delicious. I had the peach, I had the grape at Five Flags. Trying the pina colada right now. Feels like I'm on the beach somewhere.
Calling all race fans. We have launched a new travel site where the race fans can enjoy free savings and upgrades on all of their travel needs. RacerTravel.com is free to join and unlocks unpublished bookings and rates for our racing community. Up to 50% off on more than 1 million rooms across the U.S. and Canada with unpublished discounts on hotel bookings. Unlock a hidden selection of hotels and rates that cater to your travel preferences. Whether you're heading out to the track as a competitor, fan, or anything in between, use Racer Travel for all your race, business, and vacation travel needs.
Located in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, Atlantic Tilt Load is your trusted partner in specialized transportation across Canada and into the United States. With a fleet of tilt decks, boom trucks, lowboys, and tractor trailers, we handle oversized and long-haul freight with precision and care. Need it there fast? Our 24-hour hotshot service is standing by. Wide load? We've got certified vehicle escort services ready to roll. Atlantic Tilt Load, family roots, North American reach.
54th Annual Winchester 400, presented by Vors Welding and Steel, is back at Winchester Speedway, October 10th to 12th. It all begins Friday the 10th. JXCRA All-Stars Tour, presented by Chevrolet Performance, the Vors Compact Touring Series, and Thunder Roadsters. Then on Saturday, it's the Vors Welding CRA Late Model Sportsman, CRA Street Stocks, and the Midwest Modifieds Tour. And Sunday, it's the 54th running of the Winchester 400, featuring the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour. For tickets and more info, visit winchester-speedway.com.
Welcome back to the Bullring. There's some really cool events upcoming. You want to be either in person in the stands or watching it on Racing America or Track TV. Check these races out. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Bullring. I hope to see you at the Winchester 400 this weekend. We want to thank our special guests, and we also want to thank our sponsor, Turn 1 Steering, their website, turn1steering.com. I'm Jim Tretow. Hope to see you at a Bullring real soon. The Bullring, with executive producer and host Jim Tretow. Kurt Schrader, producer. Vincent Villarreal, video editor. Special thanks, Bob Sargent and Marty Mello with Track Enterprises. Colin Smith with Racing America, and Tony Stevens. The Bullring is an exclusive presentation produced by Track Enterprises in conjunction with Racing America.